I'd like to welcome everyone to our weekly edition of Neo Zoe, A New Life with Maryann Castello. Frank McKay here, proud to be her co pilot and co host. Maryann, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic and always fascinated to talk about uh, things that you know much more about than anybody I know knows about. Just a tremendous amount of knowledge here and a tremendous amount of help that you can do with others. Again, let's give a quick reminder to anyone who didn't catch last week and people that are just catching us in the middle of what we're talking about. Tell us where your store is, first of all.
Well, my story is that I found my way to alternative therapies due to a health scare I had back in 2000. And because of that experience, I was able to educate myself in several modalities, from massage to energy work to clinical aromatherapy to all kinds of things. Opened up my mind to a lot. And I realized that when you have a lifestyle change, you can actually change your entire life, literally, and not, do things that are preventative for yourself or that you feel that are preventative for yourself. And some things you might find work for you, sometimes not, and stick with the things that work. So it's been a real education.
Well,
Um,
that's a little bit of your backstory. Where's your store? Where can people visit you and make appointments to meet with you? I know you're in Jersey. Give a specific location.
sure, we are at 230 Centennial Avenue in Cranford, New Jersey. And you could also reach us by phone at 732-713-0123, or you can even contact us online at www.neoszoe, that's neoszoe.com.
How far is the store from where you grew up?
The store from where I grew up is literally 8 miles.
Oh, that's nice. It's nice to be at home. You went to the. Did you go to that same high school, or did you go to a neighboring high school?
I went to a neighboring high school.
I'm here on Long Island, and not to divert too much, but a lot of the folks that I knew growing up, kind of make their way south, either for weather reasons or for tax reasons. How was it in Jersey by you? I mean, people that you grew up with, are they still around, or did many of them migrate?
I believe a lot of them migrated. Thank God for social media. I think that's what keeps people together.
Yeah.
But things have changed. Even the landscaping has changed dramatically.
When you talk to people that you've gone to school with and that you grew up with, you know what their personalities are like, and you know when they have, let's say, ailments or issues or conditions. You can almost get a feel for what they're doing because you know who they are. But you personally, you Maryann Castello, has you have a different sense of that because you've gone through this. You had a frightening experience. You had a horrible health scare, and a lot of what you went through, other people are going through. When you were going through your health scare, what was the doctor's reaction, or what was traditional medical uh, fields? What was their reaction to what you were going through?
In the beginning, I believe a lot of it was disbelief because it took quite a while to pinpoint what the root cause that was, starting all of my problems. And I think instead it was more focused on symptomology than actually finding the root cause. And in my opinion, I felt like things were getting masked because they kept giving me pharmaceutical medication, and then it kind of had a domino effect. Okay, you're taking this, you got this side effect, we're giving you this, got this side effect, we're giving you this. And before you knew it, I was on a slew of pharmaceutical medications. And then I became allergic to most medications. And at that point, it was hard to pinpoint which one because the body just went into a complete allergic reaction mode, if you will. And I feel that um, by learning the alternative lifestyle is to kind of zoom in. I always tell people your body will whisper before it cries. We all might feel a twinge in our calf and we ignore it. I find out that through reflexology, that could be a meridian point that shows you the energy field for, say, your sciatic nerve can be giving you discomfort probably days in advance before it happens. And by learning these subtle signs, and they're very easy to learn, I feel that you can help your body every day. I didn't listen to those subtle signs. I didn't know to look for them. And if I did, I think I could have stopped a lot of what happened or kind of figured it out on my own. I think nowadays you have to be your own doctor. You have to really concentrate on your own health. Know what you're doing. We're all not perfect. We all like our certain foods, and, our guilty pleasures, I call them, but in moderation, not every day. And to be able to incorporate that and be cognizant of it every day as what you do to your body, from eating to sleeping to environmental things around you, to even people that you associate yourself with, for mind, body, spirit, all of it. You can maintain a healthy lifestyle for yourself so you can maintain that health. And I felt like mine deteriorated because I didn't listen. I just kept going and saying, I will say to a point ignoring it, saying, oh, it'll go away, but it didn't. And I feel like with regular medical care, it was treating the symptoms, but not getting to the root cause. And to me, it was described to me that it's like an onion, and you're peeling away the layers till you get to that core. That's what I felt like wasn't being done. And by learning both lifestyles, I feel like you could work integratively, absolutely, with the doctors. I think diagnosis is important. I think, different procedures could be important, but also knowing how can I incorporate things into my everyday life to help my body maintain perfect health.
If you're just joining us, or if you're just turning on your radio, this is Frank McKay, but more importantly, you're listening to a wonderful new show that I think so many people are going to find so much important information on, and the host is Maryann Castello, and A New Life with Maryann Castello, Neo Zoe, which is also the name of the storefront, wonderful storefront that you have there in Cranford, New Jersey. I think you said something pretty interesting there as well. You said you're not saying, come to us instead of a doctor. Go to your doctor, get your diagnosis. That's all very important. We could work within the same field as a doctor, but just at the same time, don't get crippled with all of this medication and everything else. I can't stand taking medication, even when my doctor knows, if he prescribes something, it would have to be completely desperate for him to prescribe something that I'm going to put into my body. I just don't like it. I like the idea much better of finding alternative routes, and I guess that's what you decided as well. And I think you have an opportunity here to teach many other people the same thing.
Absolutely, because I hear a lot of people that come to me, they actually say, you're my last resort. I hear that so often, and I feel if you're trying to work out a new lifestyle, it should be the first resort. And I understand why it was my last resort too, and I found out that's what helped me get through everything. But medication, I believe, with all of the commercialism that there is now on television, people will, these pharmaceutical companies market as well as any other company, even food companies will market to you. And sometimes I feel we make a mistake to our own detriment to say, I need that medication, let me go to my doctor and ask. Now, of course, it would be up to the doctor to, determine if that medication is right for you. But sometimes I feel like if it's something that you're dealing with, why not look at what could be the root cause of it? And to determine that, instead of saying, my first road is going to be taking this medication, why not build what nature has given you naturally? But of course, if you have something that is, bothering you and that you feel symptomology, by all means, I will tell you, go to your medical doctor, get that diagnosis. I like to work integratively. I mean, you can be looking at clinical nutrition that we do specialize in, and there could be certain medications that you may be taking that sometimes may deplete your body of certain essential vitamins that you may need to supplement. So this way you could get the best of both worlds, because your body needs to have the right sources of vitamins, enzymes, amino acids, just to name a few, to be able to function and to be able to maintain health. And you don't want to lose, that maintenance. You want to do maintenance is something you do every day for yourself, not just when you don't feel good. And I think that is a big misconception that I see people speak to me about when they come see me.
Another reminder, Frank McKay here with Maryann Castello, and she is the host of Neo Zoe, A New Life. And let's talk about some essential oils. And if we could feature, and again, I don't like to cram a lot of information to a short period of time, but let's start talking about some of these essential oils that you would suggest to people for different for different ailments. Give us an example. What's the first thing that comes to mind with many of your folks coming in? Maybe it's stress relief. What's the first thing that would come to come to mind for you to make a more or less stressful life? What essential oil would you recommend?
Well, one that I think that comes to mind most definitely, that I think everybody should keep in their little toolkit at home, is lavender. Lavender is a universally regarded one of the most powerful and versatile essential oils, and I feel like it has endless uses. It definitely does. And you could use it from doing something as simple as adding 8 to 12 drops to water and spray under beds or in closets, and it gives like a fresh, pleasing aroma to enhance the room. Or you could do something like applying 2 to 4 drops to skin to moisturize and enhance, your skin radiance. And then for what you're also mentioning here, for calming, you could use it in a diffuser at night for a calming aroma during your sleep. Or you can even put it in your workspace, or when you could even use them in dorms, in your college, and you're having stressful times, or you're, experiencing, discomfort in your mind, or it's not settling because you're getting ready for an exam, something like that. You can have lavender as a tool. You could use it in a bath and take a relaxing bath in it, and to be able to help rejuvenate your mind and body. Because when your body, is not in a calm state, that's when you start experiencing discomfort. So my personal choice would be lavender. It has so many uses, and I feel that, it's a fragrance influence. It could be calming. It could be relaxing. It could balance, like I said, all levels, physical, emotionally. And there's different ways that you can use it. You can make it for a massage oil. Say you were a woman and you went to that party and you wore those high heels, and the ladies will understand what I'm talking about. Vanity is everything, but your feet are throbbing when you take those shoes off. There's nothing like getting a basin of water, even something like that you put in your sink for doing dishes, a basin like that, filling it halfway with warm water and putting about 2 to 3 drops of lavender in there and soaking your feet in that warm water for about 20 minutes will rejuvenate your feet. You won't feel the thumping, it doesn't take it away entirely at first. It depends how much and how long you wore those shoes and what you were doing in them. But it does. These are the things you can do to relieve, because as I said, women are full of vanity. I don't know, there's men there too that I hear as well doing things. But these are the things that you can do to help yourself. Well, and it's very easy. And lavender, to me, would be one of the most diversified essential oils that I would tell everybody to have on hand at all times.
Well, off mic, you had mentioned to me a device that you can kind of clip on to your the blower on your car, whether it's blowing out heat or air conditioning, almost like a clip, and it can kind of. What was that? Can you just refresh my memory?
Yeah, there's 2 things that you can do. They do make travel diffusers that are battery operated, that have a little fan in them, and there's a little cloth-like cartridge in there, and you put a drop or two of essential oils on there, and you put that in the fan and you turn it on, and it could work in the car. But nowadays in these cars, you have USB outlets. So now, to make it very easy, you could get a USB stick that you could do the same thing with the oils, and you could use that in your car. You could plug it into your computer wherever you're at, and you can have essential oils flowing for whatever that would work for you at the moment that you're going through. So, and there's also, those are the travel ones, but there's also diffusers. There's different ones for different room sizes and square footage of what you're looking to do, and they're stationary. And some of them are on timers. They will shut off automatically when the water is done being dispersed. You could set it for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever you like, to have it run and turn off. So there's different ways of diffusing them in the air. And if you don't have something that fancy, you can do things like, say you go into, you went away on vacation, and you walk into one of those musty motel rooms. I would hope that you were in a 5-star hotel, but in case that's not the case, and you're in one of those musty hotel rooms, that, you know what I'm talking about. You open it up and it's just stuffy.
No question.
You can take this and you can take a couple of drops and put it on a tissue and put it near the vent in the room. And when the vent is on, it starts dispersing the aromas of the essential oils and will help freshen a room within minutes. So there, you can be very inventive how you do it. Or if you're in a workspace and you can't use a diffuser, you're in a cubicle somewhere, you can put it either on a tissue or maybe even on a cotton ball, and you could put it, say, inside your shirt a little bit, so it's right near your nose. Or they make aromatherapy necklaces, that you could actually wear. They make them for male and female, depending, and there's a little cloth in there that you put the oil there, and you put it around your your neck, and you have it around your desk area, your workspace at all times because it's on you. So there's a lot of ways to diffuse an essential oil.
You are listening to Neo Zoe, A New Life with Maryann Castello. Frank McKay here, proud to be her co-pilot on this wonderful venture here. And we've spoken quite a bit about lavender. What else would you recommend for folks that are just getting into aromatherapy, people that are just getting familiar with essential oils? Give us another starter oil, so to speak. What else would you start with?
One of them that I would start with that I love to have in a kit is peppermint. Peppermint. We're all familiar with it.
Yep.
But people don't understand the uses of it. Now, it's an energizing aroma. It's used for energy, and it helps support healthy digestion as well. So it's great for flavoring drinks. It can help promote healthy intestinal function. And it's as easy as adding 1 drop of peppermint essential oil to a glass of water and incorporating it into your daily diet. You could add 1 to 2 drops in a capsule after mealtime to help support normal digestion. And you can even add a drop to herbal tea to enhance the flavor and then help maintain the efficiency of your digestive system. But by all means, before you would ingest something, I would suggest that you speak with consult with your medical doctor, and especially if you're on medications and things like that, because you want to make sure that there is no contraindications with that. But peppermint is also wonderful diffusing it. It's great for energy. That's the one that I would recommend if you were in a car and you're driving on vacation with your family. The ones where the kids are in the back saying, "Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?" And you're just on that last stretch and you are just fading out. Peppermint in the car, in those fans, or anywhere in the car will help energize you. It's great for if you're trying to work on something, for your job, or you're studying for a test, anything like that. It's great to have peppermint around, and it's also great for the environment. It's a pleasing aroma. It helps freshen a room. You walk in and it's like you could take that deep breath and be like, "Oh wow, what is that?" And I use that a lot in my office as well. For days where people just seem like they walk in and they have that, I call it the blah day. Like, I don't know what's wrong. I'm fine, but I just don't feel myself. And then they sit there and they don't realize that when they're sitting there for a while, they'll be like, "Oh," and you actually see the shoulders raise up, the posture's changing, a smile on their face, and they don't even realize it. And I get, I kind of laugh because I say, wow, look at the power of something so simple as 1 or 2 drops in a diffuser and just watch it diffuse in the air, how it can change.
It's really a life-changing discovery that you came across at a crucial moment, and again, a health crisis. A lot of people say, well, what good can come from a health crisis? Well, people, if they survive a health crisis, usually come back and stronger and more serious about keeping their health. And you've turned a horrible scare into a real wealth of information. Maryann Castello is our host for Neo Zoe, A New Life, and that's what she got after a health scare. Frank McKay here, but more importantly, Maryann Castello knows more about essential oils than any person that I've ever met in my life, and I bet any person who's out there. We got about a minute left, Maryann. What can you remind people about the storefront, where we are? Give an address, give a phone number. Let's close out with that.
Absolutely. We are Neo Zoe, New Life Through Balanced Healing, and we are located at 230 Centennial Avenue in Cranford, New Jersey. We could be reached by phone at 732-713-0123. You can also contact us on our website at www.neozoe, that's neoszoe.com. You can even email us at info@neozoe.com as well. So there's several ways to get in touch with us. So please feel free to reach out. Any questions that you'd like answered, we'd be more than happy to help.
Well, Maryann Castello, thanks for all the great information, and it's so exciting being part of this with you. Maryann Castello, thanks once again for being here and doing this.
Thank you, and thank you so much for working with me, and I'd love to be able to have the opportunity to change lives and to empower people to change their lives.
Well, she is certainly doing that, and she's wonderful. She's as wonderful as she sounds here. Neo Zoe, A New Life is the name of the show, and Neo Zoe is the name of the store. Maryann Castello, you will hear coming out of here something else she does very well, and that's sing. This is her voice taking us out here. Frank McKay signing off with Maryann Castello. We'll see you next week on Neo Zoe, A New Life with Maryann Castello.